To the disciples, they thought it was going to be a regular supper with their master, Jesus Christ. But it turned out to be an evening that they had not expected at all. In fact, it kind of started with a lot of tension because there was dissension among the disciples when you read in Matthew and Mark and Luke about which one of them would be the greatest. Then when you get to John's account in John chapter 13, you read also that in addition to that tension, that Jesus washes the disciples' feet, and he tells them in John 13 verse 7, you don't understand what I'm doing right now, but you will later. And so they're all perplexed and a little confused about that. And then you work further down into John 13, and Jesus says, or the text says that Jesus is troubled, and he says, one of you is going to betray me. And so, of course, they're all upset about that, and that sets off a firestorm of who is it and what's going to happen, and we don't understand. And then following that, Jesus says to them, I'm going away, and you can't come or follow me, at least right now. Well, they don't like that either. And then after that, Jesus says to Peter, who has just said, I'll follow you all the way to death. Jesus says to Peter, you're going to deny me. So he's talked about denial, betrayal. They're confused, they're perplexed. They have brought a lot of that on themselves by their desire to be the greatest. And all this tension's in the room. And all of this difficulty is in the room. And all of these hard feelings and confusion, it's all right there. Well, then we read John 14, verse 1. You see, we have to remember that John 14 happens at the same time, immediately following what John 13 records. In fact, John 13, 14, 15, and 16 all record Jesus with his apostles and dialogue and conversation between them, and it's all simultaneous. Sometimes the chapter divisions cause us to unintentionally separate those events from one another. But after laying all this heavy news on them, after all the tension, Jesus says, let not your heart be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me. What did Jesus say the answer was to all the difficulty, the tension, the perplexity that was in their minds? Jesus said, faith. Faith will bring you through this. Faith will carry you through this. When you and I have tension, when we have perplexity, when we are not sure what the next thing is going to be, and when things that we thought were just going to be normal turn out to be very different, faith. Let our faith carry us through. Believe in God, believe in Jesus also.